Other than the information that I've already released, I really don't have a lot. I mean, you know, ask away. I'll do the best I can. Do you have a name? Has that been provided to you?
We don't. I don't have.
I don't know.
Of the victim?
Yes.
No, we didn't.
Okay. All right. So I am in a position where I'll release that's public work record anyway. We just want to make sure we had enough time for the family to be informed and those types of things.
Well, let's start with the really hard stuff, if you wouldn't mind.
Surely.
Go ahead and tell me your name and your title and organization.
My name is Tim Dilday, D-I-L-D-A-Y. I'm the interim police chief for the city of Kinston.
Tell us what happened.
So today at about 10:58, I believe the time was, we had a patrol officer patrolling the area of Brighton East Streets this morning. He was flagged down by a passerby. As he exited his patrol car, he observed a young lady who was later identified as 24-year-old Chloe McNeil of Kinston on the sidewalk. Miss McNeil was suffering from some obvious burns to the upper portion of her body.
Was this, my understanding is somebody doused the car and set it on fire with her in it.
So our preliminary investigation reveals that Miss McNeil was operating a vehicle. She was in that vehicle by herself, and an unknown individual approached her. There was apparently some conversation. Flammable liquid was poured upon her, and she was set on fire while she was seated inside the vehicle.
Dude, this is Kinston. That's not supposed to happen.
It is not supposed to happen anywhere in the world, much less in small town, hometown Kinston.
You ever seen anything like it before?
25 years of experience, I've never seen such a breach of humanity.
So what happens now?
So we're going to continue with our investigation. Like I said, the preliminary was what happened. We're developing some suspect information, receiving copious amounts of cooperation from this close-knit community, as well as family, and we're seeking additional information and input from anyone who may have information.
Do you think this is something that the public in general needs to be worried about? I mean, was this a random act?
So I don't have that information yet. Obviously, you want to be able to have all the answers, but those things, come in time. Obviously, the reason I'm here today before you is to put out that this did happen. We don't know why. I don't know of any correlation, a connection between the victim and the offender in this case, and there is cause for concern at this point.
Do you have any other specifics about her condition now, or where specifically, she got her? Was it on her face? Do you know anything like that?
So she was suffering from burns in the upper part of her body, and it appeared to be pretty severe.
And she's at the hospital right now, and that's all we know in terms of.
She was transported from this location to UNC Lenore, and she was subsequently flown to the J.C. Burns Center in Chapel Hill.
Expected to survive, or we don't know that?
I don't know that at this point.
And who was the victim?
The victim is 24-year-old Chloe McNeil of Kinston.
Can you spell that?
In a few minutes, I'll look it up for you.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
Any idea what the substance was or how it was contained or poured on her?
All that's under investigation.
I
don't know yet. It's some type of flammable liquid. I don't know.
Has a case like this ever happened here?
Not in my memory. Not in any type of recent memory. I need to back up. We have had arsons and things where people have had liquids and things doused upon them. We have people who have been injured in fires, but not specifically vehicle involved like today's case.
I mean, just as the interim chief of the police department, what is your reaction to all of this? What was your initial response when you heard this news?
My initial response when I heard this news, well, obviously we hear a radio call from a young patrol officer who says, I've got a lady on fire here. We're 2.5 blocks from the police station. So we're a quick jog to come here to the scene to see how we can assist.
How have witnesses described the scene? Have you heard from witnesses that have described what it looked like? I mean,
well, I was here, so
you saw it.
It's pretty chaotic, as you can imagine. It was not chaotic to the point where there was any type of disruption. The onlookers who came to find out what happened, the general consensus was, who in the world would do this type of thing?
So who in the world would?
You said you got copious amounts of cooperation. That's not always the case in this particular area. What is it about this you think is making people want to reach out to your office?
So that's not always the case in any type of area. It just really depends on the type of crime. A lot of times when you don't receive information on a crime, it's where a victim may not want to participate or people don't want to get involved. But I think just the heinous nature of this event leads people to want to participate and want to help our community.
You got anything else, Ricky?